the Taliban was the next side of my house. Praying is the only option that can rescue us from this situation. They are searching about me. They are asking for me. I have just decided to finish my life. I was working in Afghanistan as a journalist, as a reporter with different media such as print media, radios and also TVs, in 3 different provinces of Afghanistan such as Herat, Ghazni and Kabul. So everything was good. I was just making reports, editing them, and I was busy at all with social programs, social activities, civil activities, and also media works. Everything was great. It was 2 months before August. I was living in Herat because I was working there with medias. I started living Herat because of a project that I was going to cover that in Ghazni and other provinces of Afghanistan. So it was a night. It was a week and 10 days that we were just sleeping at our kitchen because the kitchen was the only safe places without glasses. We were afraid of glasses because it was not clear. I mean, the time of the fighting was not clear. All the time it was fighting, half of the night, half of the day, midnight. It was not clear, just they were start the fighting and really tough fighting between Taliban and Afghan National Army, Afghan police. So we were just sleeping at our kitchen because the kitchen was the only safe places. It was one night, even I cannot forget that now. It was 3 a.m. at night. Suddenly a tough fighting became started. We were just praying. My family members, we were just sitting next to each other and we were just praying that it should be end so soon and we all should be safe. But it didn't stop and it became more tough and so my father said that this house is not safe because police station was right next to my house and the Taliban was the next side of my house. They were just fighting in my house. It was somehow between the police station and also the Taliban, so it was really tough situation. My father said, here is not safe, let us leave here, let's go to our neighbor house. We just called our neighbor and he said, we are awake, you can come here to my home. We went to our neighbor house. It was a little bit safe. All the neighbors, some 5-6 families, we just gathered in one small room and we were just praying. I cannot forget those moments. The children, they were just I don't know, even the children know the meaning of the praying or no, but they were thinking that the praying is the only option that can rescue us from this situation. They were just praying. So up to morning, it was about 7-8 o'clock of morning AM, that the war became a little bit slow. I think they became somehow tired of fighting. So my family member said, let us leave this area totally, let's leave this area, let us go to some other areas, some other places. We had a relative a little bit far from our area, so we just moved to her house for being safe. During the way, I saw lots of dead bodies on the way. Maybe they were just common people, maybe they just were crossing the streets, or maybe other, but lots of dead bodies. So when we arrived to our relative house, there also was not safe for us. We've decided to leave Ghazni to Kabul because Kabul, it was the capital of our country and it was the only safe provinces on that time. We left Ghazni to Kabul. It was also in the afternoon, in a really hard situation. Sometimes actually telling or expressing our feeling in word is really difficult, and I'm now in that moment. I cannot even express my feeling with words, how much hard it was and how much difficulties we've tolerated. So we just arrived to Kabul and we started a normal life. And finally, 15th of August came. In the morning, when I woke up, I was not fine and I was feeling something. I just shared that with my family that I'm feeling something, and they said it is just some stress, don't worry about it. I was at my office. Suddenly we received a call. They request us to leave the office because the Taliban came to Kabul. I shocked, not only me, all the people around us, they became shocked. It was impossible how they came to Kabul, how they covered the Kabul, but it was, and it happened. So my colleagues, they just said that let's leave the office. We left our office, and when we get out of the office, it was really difficult situation. Lots of people were on the street. They were just walking. They were just escaping from each other. Everyone was shocked. They didn't know what to do. Someone was just closing the shops. Someone was just escaping. Someone was shouting that my son is there, my daughter is there, and everything was really in a tough situation. I came to home and I didn't know what to do. But my colleagues, from my office, they just said that try to hide your documents such as ID cards. We only had one room at Kabul. We were just living in one room. I couldn't hide them. It was a really difficult moment for me that night. I became obligated to burn my documents. I just took a scan of them and I burned them. We all were just sitting together, and I was waiting of it that maybe they just break the door and come to my home, because that night all the people were waiting for this situation, that they start searching the homes, finding, especially for women activists, women journalists, because women were most at risk. So more people were expecting that they will search the houses and they will find it. It was really difficult moment for me, really difficult situation. I was just looking at my family members, my dad, my parents, my siblings. I was really in a tough situation. I've decided, I called my friends, my colleagues, that what to do, but there wasn't anything, there wasn't any option. I've decided to, because everything became closed on us, all the ways became closed. It was my feeling was feeling of the person who lost her home, who lost her identity, who lost her everything. So I have just decided to finish my life, because the people were telling, because I was reading on social media that they have started searching the homes and they are just taking the girls and the ladies away with themselves, especially those ladies and women that were working before, activists, journalists. So these things were really affecting on me, and I've decided to finish my life. So because I was thinking about my family member. I was thinking that if they entered my home, maybe they would do something with my family member as well. I was just really afraid of my family member to Taliban maybe arrest my brothers, my father, or maybe do something with my family member. Because of that, I was thinking that if I finish my life, so they cannot do anything with my family member, because they need me, and I'm the only aim that they wanna arrest me or do me whatever they want. So if I finish my life, they will not do anything with my family member. I used lots of medicine, and I don't know which kinds of medicine they were. I have just used them and slept for some long hours. In the morning, it was maybe 11. I think I slept about 12, 13, 14 hours. In the morning when I wake up, I was fine. Fortunately, nothing happened for me. After that, I decided that finishing the life is not the option. I must find a way, and I must get out of this situation. I must fight for all these things, and I must publish these things, and I must share this moment, this experience, these feelings. I must fight about all these things, and I must share all these things to the world. So I've decided to come to Pakistan. When I was leaving the home, my mother said sentences. He said, "Go with them anywhere they want to take you. Never come back." This is a sentences that I cannot forget it. Imagine how hard it is. Go with them anywhere they want to take you. Never come back. Yeah, I came with them. They have just the evacuation team just took me here to the Pakistan. It was also difficult moments because I came with my father here. I had only $200. Imagine living in a capital city of a country like here. How is it with only $200? I was shocked what to do with that $200. Should I pay the rent of the house? Should I buy some food for myself? Everything was hard, but I have done that. I just came with my father here in Pakistan. My mother with my siblings are still back in Afghanistan. It is hard. It is hard to be separated from your family member, but we are experiencing it. I just found a small job for myself here, and I'm trying to support my family back in Afghanistan and support myself with my father here in Pakistan. It is good, but my family, those who are back in Afghanistan, still they're suffering from security issues, unfortunately. It was true of me that terrorist groups, I mean the Taliban, they just found my family member in my house and just sent a trail letter to my home, to my family member, and they are searching about me. They are asking for me, or otherwise they said that we will arrest my sister. My sister is so small, she's only 16 years old. Still, I'm not sure what to do. Sometimes I decided to go back to Afghanistan to face with them because my sister is only 16 years old, and I could not accept that instead of me she became the victim of this situation. I don't know why international community is just quiet. Even they are not telling anything. For example, UN, they have lots of reports from US, from Afghanistan, that human rights situations and women rights situations is really bad in Afghanistan, but still they are quiet. They are not doing anything. So international community should start acting. They are international community. They are powerful. They can do whatever they want, but I don't know which kinds of policy it is, which kinds of polity it is, that they're just quiet. But I'm hopeful about myself, about my colleagues, about those brave women of Afghanistan who are like me, who fight it, who get out of that situation. I'm sure they would raise the voices of the millions of women of Afghanistan, the millions of peoples of Afghanistan to the world. And I'm sure one day world will hear from us, and I'm sure international community would be so shy when hearing our stories and our experience and our situation.